Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. I want to go to the Electronic Frontier Foundation, EFF.org. They're talking about newly released surveillance orders show that even with individualized court oversight, spy powers are misused. Oh, say it ain't so, EFF. Say it ain't so. Say once secret surveillance courts orders are obtained by EFF last week show that even when the court authorizes the government to spy on specific Americans for national security purposes, that authorization can be misused to potentially violate other people's civil liberties. These documents raise larger questions about whether the government can meaningfully protect people's privacy and free expression rights under Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which permits officials to engage in warrantless mass surveillance with far less court oversight than is required under the traditional FISA warrant process. The documents are a third and final batch of FISA court opinions released to EFF as part of a FOIA lawsuit seeking all significant orders and opinions of the secret court. Now, previously, the government released opinions dealing with the FISA's business records and pen register provisions, along with opinions under Section 702. And although many of the 13 opinions are heavily redacted and the government withheld another 26 in full, the readable portions show several instances of the courts blocking government efforts to expand its surveillance or ordering the destruction of information obtained improperly as a result of its spying. So the courts have found that even when they detail you need to look at this, this, and this, that the government often steps outside its boundaries and collects data. Now, this is, of course, no surprise to us because since when has the government ever followed through on its, well, we care about privacy? Yeah, you really do, don't you? That's why you record absolutely everything, right? Bluffdale, Utah. Yeah, I don't think privacy in that place, I don't think that's even in the same dimension. This nanny state, the surveillance state, now you have AI, and you can't tell me that the NSA isn't using cutting-edge AI for data aggregation, putting timelines together, even going out and finding this stuff. They have advanced AI algorithms, I'm sure, at work. That's why, oftentimes I think of this stuff as pointless. When you look at how this all came about and how George Bush and the Bush administration violated the law and knew that they violated the Constitution, knew it. They knew that what they were doing was as illegal can be. And they kept on doing it. They kept on doing it. I mean, they were pooping their pants for a time, thinking that, oh, man, the gig is up when the press got word of all the surveillance that was going on and everything else, and they were going to release it. Cheney and Rumsfeld were pooping in their pants, but you know what? They kept on doing it. They found good people that can communicate and tap dance really well out there, and somehow, some way, people just became apathetic of it. Maybe it stayed in the news cycle too long, and people became desensitized. But that surveillance state never stopped. We kept on fighting. We keep on fighting. But still, it just keeps on advancing and advancing and advancing. And everything that you see in the law, all these protections that are built in are really just words. You don't actually think they follow that stuff. And then when they do, and when they get caught, then you get, oh, well, we apologize. It was just a very unique a mistake. It'll never happen again. All that stuff's destroyed. Nobody's held accountable. Nobody goes to jail. Nothing. Just like, 9/11. Yeah, 3 rings of defense down around the Pentagon, right? Just all simultaneously. Who's held accountable that day? No one. You know why? You know why. So that's why when I look at this kind of stuff, and EFF, bang up job going and getting this and doing the FOIAs and taking the time to fight this in court because, it needs to be done. But what good is a law if it doesn't apply to everybody from the top on down? And that includes the government. If they're not respecting their side of the deal, then why do we need to respect ours? And this seems to be coming to a head in many parts of our society where we just see that radical change is needed, but we're just not getting it. You know, you see Donald Trump get in because of the dissatisfaction with the run-of-the-mill politician. And he gets in and he tries to change things, and guess what happens? Gets just thwarted at every turn. Now, granted, I mean, he's doing some decent things. He's doing some stupid things. Hey, you know what? We can all be Monday morning quarterbacks, but I can tell you that I think the best is yet to come as far as some of the trials and tribulations we face here in America, in the world, rather. You know, we're looking at a situation over in the Middle East that's getting very hot with Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu needing an out of all of the corruption that he's up against, all these charges of corruption and racketeering. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that he's been accused of, and he needs a good war. And right now he's got some willing suitors with Iran and Lebanon. And there may be others that engage. And if that happens, you realize that the United States is bound by treaty to respond, right? And if we respond, then guess who else has to respond? That's right, Russia and China. So now all of a sudden, this one little hotspot can quickly morph into a giant global event. And if that happens, that's not good news for anybody. So that's why all eyes should be there. And no one should be naive to think that the government's going to follow the law or follow their end of the deal, because when do they ever? It's unbelievable. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. #WakeTheFlockUp. Have a great day, everybody.